What better way to show you some of the tips if you've never made a t-shirt quilt or sewn with, different materials in a quilt, to take you through the process with me. And so I have created some tip of the days that pertain to this process, and we're going to play them now sporadically throughout the next few weeks. So if you have ever wanted to make a t-shirt quilt or incorporate any kind of clothing or stretchy materials into your quilt, here's the first tip in the series: how to prepare your stretchy fabrics if you want to use them in the quilt. In this video, I'd like to show you my process on how I prepare stretchy fabrics that I want to use in a memory quilt, for example, a t-shirt quilt. So usually for my t-shirt quilts, I like to use fabrics with all kinds of different weights. Many of them are stretchy. So this is from actually a jersey. So it is thin, very stretchy both ways. Regular t-shirt fabrics in different weights. Sometimes we have thicker t-shirts, and I even sometimes use sweatshirts in the t-shirt projects, t-shirt quilts. So we want to make sure when we're working with stretchy fabrics to stabilize them, because if you're going to put them in the quilt without preparing them, they're going to get all stretched out differently compared to the other fabrics, especially if you're mixing fabrics. So you want to add a interfacing to the back of the stretchy fabrics. So preferably the ideal product to use is a non-woven light fusible. So this is a very light interfacing. You can see it's paper thin or less than paper thin. It has a fusible side, which is identified by little bumps, and you can pretty much read through it. That's how thin it is. So when I am preparing my shirts, I start by just cutting out roughly the t-shirt. So no need to, if you're collecting these through a period of time, for example, with your kids' projects and activities, I like to just cut out the emblems a little extra and store just that until I'm ready to start working on the quilt. So then you want to cut a piece of the interfacing that is just slightly smaller than your t-shirt piece or your stretchy fabric piece. So I have this one cut out here. And you want to make sure that you have the bumpy side down. So I lay my material down and then the interfacing right on top. You want to make sure to make note of the manufacturer's instructions as far as how hot your iron should be and if they recommend steam or not. I have no steam on this one, and you want to just press this. Usually doesn't take much for this interfacing to fuse, but you want to just press it like this so that you're not moving it around and stretching the actual stretching material as you're applying the interfacing. So just make sure that it is fused all the way. And as you can see, I have just a tiny little border of that stretchy fabric because we obviously don't want the interfacing to be larger, because then you will be fusing it to your ironing surface. So now that you have this fused, you will notice that it's going to provide quite a bit of stability. It's not going to be stretchy. It's going to have a little bit of stretch one way, so it's still important to be careful. But now you have stabilized it, so it's ready for its next step. It does add just a little bit of weight, but not enough for you to have a lot of extra for having any issues when you start piecing your project. So now we're ready for the next step, which will be trimming up all of your different t-shirts that have that interfacing added to it. And I will show you that in my next tip as I make this project.